Among the stories on an 8-game night, Shaq's back from his 3-game hiatus, but don't send your condolences to the Nuggets. The longest current winning streak in the East belongs to the Heat. The Heat. What is it about the Suns that brings out the worst in the Bucks? Another chapter in that story was written tonight, and of course, MJ and AI grabbing the spotlight, and DC Inside is next. So now everybody in the league has double-digit losses. Lakers and Kings both losing them. Inside the NBA, presented by Hyundai. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Peter Vesey. About 1:21 in the morning on the East Coast, a doubleheader night on TBS.
I'm on West Coast time. I'm wide awake.
You're ahead of your time. We all are.
I'm so ahead of my time, I don't think my parents even met yet.
Hey, somebody stop him. 116-110, the final in overtime as Portland snaps the Kings' 12-game winning streak. They are now 31-10. Handed to the Blazers, who almost let this thing get away at the end of regulation, but then had the wherewithal in OT to, and they had the Bonzi Wells in the in overtime to win this thing.
Bonzi did a great job offensively, but it just goes to show that a great offense always beats great defense. And you have one of the premier defensive players in basketball.
Peter's pondering now, and I know there's going to be a comeback.
Anytime you have a great offensive player, you have a great defensive player there, the shot will go down because offense beats defense if you have a great offensive player. And that's what it really boiled down to, because both teams were playing pretty good defense down the stretch. They didn't play defensive well in the beginning of the game, but down the stretch, you had the best defensive player against the best offensive player on the floor.
I thought it was good pitching beats good hitting every time. I didn't know that.
You know, the interesting thing to me about the Blazers is, okay, they're talking about them coming on a little bit of late, but I know for a fact that the Blazers are out there trying to make deals. I mean, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. They're trying to move Scottie Pippen,
exactly.
Damon Stoudemire. Still going on. I mean, but the key guy is Bonzi Wells. I mean, my sources are telling me that Bonzi Wells is right there on the brink of being traded. I mean, I truly suspected that I would have something tonight, actually, to tell you about Bonzi Wells. I don't know where he might be going, but they're trying to package him with one of those guys, with one of those contracts. He's a free agent next year. You know, they obviously they have the money to give him whatever they want, but they need to get younger, move one of those huge contracts out of there. Not that Stoudemire's old.
Yeah, but if you're getting younger and you're getting rid of Bonzi Wells and possibly James Stoudemire, those are the two young guys on that team.
They
so
don't
that
like,
wouldn't make
believe
any
me,
sense.
they don't like Stoudemire. He's not a point guard. That's why they got Scottie Pippen handling the ball most of the time. But they're trying.
But you gotta like Bonzi.
They love Bonzi, but it's the only way to get rid of one of these guys. And I'm telling, and he did anger the community with what he said. It's not something that'll go away just because he wins one game. Or
seemed to be forgiven, though. I mean, you put
yeah,
34 points up and you beat
34 about 4 or 5 times in a row.
Well,
you can
like
be
he
forgiven.
said, they'll ask him for his autograph outside the arena. No question.
Well, I mean, look at the log jam in that bottom half of the Western Conference. Now you got Utah 22-19. Seattle 21-19, Phoenix 21-20, Clippers 21-21, Portland now 21-20. Going to be a good fight for the.
Who would have thought that Scott Skiles and Maurice Cheeks could win on the same night? God.
Hadn't even pondered that at this point. I have been pondering the Lakers, however.
I was thinking about his parents
and the Denver.
Haven't met yet.
And the Denver Nuggets. Hey, Shaq's back. Shaq's back from the suspension and reintroduces himself to James Posey.
Hello. Remember me? Oh, that's my name, O'Neal.
That's a 2-game suspension.
That's a 3 for Derek Fisher. Hey, Chris Anderson, a product of the National Basketball Development League.
That's where he just came from, but he's been somewhere else because he was doing stuff like this.
Hey, Blinn College in Texas, and then going under him because he's got the chip fracture, much to the delight of
These guys
George
are
McLeod,
laughing. I mean,
Antonio
Rick
McDyess.
Barry led the league in free throw shooting going for that.
Used to be the way to do it.
I thought George Johnson had to do it.
And there's Shaq doing his thing on
Wilt a little bit.
Yeah, 40-point night, by the way, for Shaquille O'Neal in his return. Look at that stuff from Vashawn Leonard. He had 29 on the night. And Nick Van Exel shaking, baking, dishing to James Posey for a three. And how about the Denver Nuggets, man? 14-3 run to close the game, and they beat the Lakers 107-91 in L.A. For the first time since 1996. They were 2-16 on the road coming in, had lost 14 in a row away from home. How does that happen?
The amazing thing is that Bruce Bowen was held scoreless in that game, and the Nuggets still won. And this is the 5th game that the Lakers have lost to a lousy team. They've lost to Memphis, Miami, Chicago, the Warriors, and Denver.
Well, they just want you to start thinking that they're vulnerable, do they?
Well, the Hawks and Knicks can't wait to get a hold of them on the East Coast when they come.
Exactly right. The Lakers falling heavily, 107-91. They've lost 4 of their last 6.
Are the Knicks still in the league?
Last time I checked. In fact, I think so, because tomorrow night they're on TNT.
Oops, sorry.
Please show up, please.
Just
for Charles.
Just ahead on Inside. He went just 1 for 17 in a loss at Dallas. How would Jason Kidd respond? And then you got the Allen Iverson, Michael Jordan extravaganza on TBS. We'll have the highlights coming up. This Bowen reference.
Ryan Bowen.
Ryan Bowen sounds even better. Still pondering the reference. Tomorrow, the
we live?
And the Raptors, the Lakers and the Clippers, a doubleheader on TNT. The Jazz and the Kings playing a single game on TNT on Thursday. Certainly Ryan Bowen, Bruce Bowen both be.
No.
Look at Bruce Bowen now. San Antonio home against New Jersey. Spurs out on the run. In fact, Tim Duncan out on the run all by himself.
Why they couldn't stop Kidd tonight. They didn't have Bruce Bowen.
Exactly. Trying to dig your way out of that. Kenyon Martin on the feed from Jason Kidd. Hey, Jason Kidd went 1 for 17 on Monday, but he went 12 for 24 and had 28 points tonight at the Alamo Dome.
That's because he wasn't traded by the Spurs.
For Ryan Bowen. Antonio Daniels knocks down a three-pointer. And it's 83-80. Nets on top.
I don't understand where this conversation is going.
Very nice. Jet, you are awake. Jason Kidd to Lucius Harris.
Thomas gave Sharif a Bowen.
And
Adele Bowen.
New Jersey. Sorry I brought that back up. 28-13 now as they beat San Antonio at the Alamo Dome 92-86. First sweep of the Spurs by the Nets since the 96-97 season, and the Spurs only for the second time this year lose when they've been leading at the half. They're 26-2 now. And now they're third in the Midwest, too, as they slip 92-86. Philadelphia and Washington. Game 1 on TBS. Allen Iverson and Michael Jordan. Jordan's guys 2-0 this year against Philadelphia.
Step back.
Take me through the little Michael clinic here in the first half.
Clinic, he does a step back. He throws a fadeaway. This is clinic 101 offensive end. Step through. He had to step back, to step through. He had to pull up. What else do you do offensively? He has a three-pointer.
Not much for the rest of the game.
He had a back door. We missed that. I'm just adding the stuff now that he had.
Let's go to the second half now.
Well, we have another guy who could do all of these things. With the ball.
Iverson.
Yeah, with the ball. Drop to the basket. Reverse finger roll. Crossover, step back. See, after the step back, you have to have a crossover step back. A pull up. See, if you pull up, then you can make your coach stop biting his nails. Then you play good defense.
Went to the zone. They went to the zone.
You pass it up, and you lay it in. A complete montage of offensive production by Allen Iverson and Michael Jordan.
Much to the chagrin, for the most part, of Doug Collins. 91-84, the Sixers winners over the Wiz. 34 on 14 out of 32 shooting for Iverson. MJ goes for 30 for the second straight time against that team. He won last time. They lose this time. He went 14 out of 27, and he talked about it afterwards.
Me, I felt good coming into the game. I think my legs felt good in a back-to-back situation. I was pretty surprised. I came in and got a good workout this morning when everybody was probably asleep. And I think the second half, when everybody was, figuring that I was more or less tired, I just think the defense, focused on zoning up on me and forcing everybody else to make shots. And it kind of caught us off guard, and we were not able to move the ball properly. It was kind of we got in a disarray, and we never really could find any rhythm.
Washington dips below the 500 mark now at 19-20. What is the most important thing that team has to do right now to hold things together? They have lost 6 out of 7.
Preparation. Shot. He talked about guys not making shots. But to make shots in the NBA, you have to be ready to shoot before the ball comes. You have to see it coming 2 or 3 passes before it comes. And you watch the Washington Wizards tonight. Obviously, in the second half, it was an intent of the Philadelphia 76ers not to let Michael shoot. And with the new rules, you can kind of do that. You can zone them up. And I don't think they were prepared to shoot. And I think your mental preparation of shooting is more important than shooting the basketball itself.
I don't think mentally. I think strategically they're going to have to work against that. Minnesota did it to them the previous night. Seattle did it to Iverson the previous night. So Philadelphia kind of threw it at them, at the Wizards. And Michael, I don't care what he says, he did tire himself out in the first half. He was no use to the Wizards in the second half, and he was no use to Pippen in the second game.
I mean, can I add on to that? Can I add on to that, though?
Please, go
something like that. Or Bowen.
But you talk about, I was talking about being ready to shoot. And I think a lot of guys who are accustomed to scoring 10 points a game, 15 points a game, have to now get accustomed to scoring 15 to 20. And that's hard to do for a guy, if he's accustomed to taking 7 shots, to be a 10-shot taker or a 12-shot taker. And I think now, without Richard Hamilton and Christian Laettner, there are guys who have to say, you know what, 12 shots is not a lot for me.
Especially, Kenny, when they don't shoot early in the game. If they get those shots early, they're more used to shooting late. And Philly was smart not to get everybody included.
Sixers win at 91-84. When we come back on the show where we don't know if we're coming or going, the Bucks looking for their 9th straight against a team that's beaten them 19 of the last 21 times. Go figure. Phoenix.
Join together to sponsor a home buying fair, educating the public on how to purchase their very first home.
From what I can judge, it looks like we have a lot of folks here wanting to learn about how to buy a home.
2 lucky people won $2,000 for their essay on what owning a home means to them.
Oh, it means a lot. It just gives me more motivation to get out and own a home and independence. Owning a home means independence, and it's a dream come true for me.
It's our duty and our obligation to help others that are not as fortunate as we are, and it's not much to take some time out of our day and our schedules to help other people, and it really goes a long way.
Thanks for coming.
Owning one's own home is the American dream, and people need information to figure out how to get on that path to home ownership, and we're giving them all they need right here at this fair.
And we welcome you back to Inside the NBA, presented by Hyundai. Turner Sports is proud to announce an agreement to televise NBA games for an additional 6 years on TNT. The new contract gives TNT the right to air for the first time on cable the NBA All-Star Game, as well as all the All-Star Weekend festivities. The package also gives the network exclusive NBA doubleheaders on Thursday night and an extended playoff package, which includes one of the conference finals series in its entirety. Also, as part of the deal, AOL Time Warner has agreed to start a jointly owned national cable sports network with the NBA, with America Online becoming the official internet service provider of the league. Also in on the new TV deal, ABC and ESPN. More highlights, Milwaukee and Phoenix. Hey, a little Matrix action.
Little Matrix? Let's see. No, that's not Matrix time. That's just Shawn Marion right there. That's Shawn Marion scoring right there.
So no sound effects?
No. That's Shawn Marion.
Wow, you disappoint me greatly. Anyway, he had 14 points in the first quarter.
He didn't hesitate in the air or anything. Come on.
Ray Allen off the mark. You know, the Bucks came into this game as the leading three-point shooting team in the league and went 0 for 15 to tie the NBA record.
Wow.
Yeah. Thomas was 0 for 7, Allen 0 for 5 from three-point range.
And for the game, Allen 2 for 15 and Thomas 2 for 14.
Ernie Grunfeld said if he were GM back then, he never would have made that Marbury Allen trade.
92-81, the Suns winners over the Bucks at Bradley Center, snapping Milwaukee's 8-game winning streak. Suns trying to get a little something going. They've won 2 in a row now, and kind of righted that ship. They win it by 11 at Milwaukee.
Scott Skiles got an extension after that game, by the way.
Hey, by the way, you know, we're talking about tying the record for three-point futility.
Treacherous three.
You were there in that Houston at Orlando game.
Yeah, treacherous three.
You were 0 for 3
How many
that
did you
night.
miss?
I was only 0 for 3.
4 for 15 for the game.
I got the shot clock ball with the shot clock.
Anybody
right
miss
there.
more than you that night?
Yeah, but the treacherous threes, I like that. Kumo D, Special K, LA Sunshine. That's a rap group. That's where it came.
What you talking about? Donnie Nelson at the helm of the Dallas Mavericks tonight, as Don is home with wife Joy. And there is Steve Francis, the only guy in the league leading his team in scoring, rebounding, and assists, by the way. Mavs up 12. Steve Nash to Juwan Howard. 66-54 at the break. Nash, ridiculous. 94-85 Dallas. Rockets coming back at him. Cuttino Mobley, Cat had 35 on the night.
Probably one of the top 3 one-on-one players in basketball.
Less than a minute to go. Mavs up 2. Steve Nash. Knocking down a 3, 31 points, 10 assists on the night, and the Dallas Mavericks have their 30th win. They are 30-12, best record in franchise history, and they win it 113-107. 17th loss by 6 points or fewer for the Houston Rockets. Mobley goes for 35. Nash goes 31-10. Dirk Nowitzki 25-9.
Adrian Griffin had 15 in that game, too.
Huge contribution for the former Celtic. How about the Hawks and the Magic? This was a tough game for Atlanta because Sharif Abdul-Rahim has been suspended 3 games for the fight with Kenny Thomas, and Jason Terry threw a punch and he was out of there.
That was a punch?
The Hawks had nobody. They got 3 guys on 10-day contracts on that roster. They got a $50 million salary cap and $11 million played tonight.
It was, and as expected, you might say, Peter, this was the result.
Those are accurate numbers, I want you to throw those out there like a Bruce Bowen or a Ryan Bowen.
Or a Leon Smith, who got his first NBA bucket there 31 months after being drafted. 100-86, the Magic. Winners over the Atlanta Hawks, who dipped to 14-27. Orlando now 22-21. And winners of 2 straight.
And Leon on his best behavior, by the way, showing up for 10 o'clock practices at 8 o'clock for the Hawks. Seriously.
That's great. It is good to hear. Just around the bend on inside, another look at the Kings and the Blazers, the nightcap of our TBS double dip, and it was worth every second.
We got your friends right here.
Tell the lads to go easy on Ross. It's his first time.
You don't say. Friends, tomorrow night at 7 Eastern on TBS Superstation.
Come to Pep Boys, where Jack's been cutting prices on hundreds of items like high-quality 80,000-mile Futura tires, now as low as 4 for $159, or 55,000-mile Futura tires as low as 4 for $129. Get an incredible deal on tires today at Pep Boys.
Now on PlayStation 2. Rated E for everyone.
Tomorrow on the WB Wednesday, the WB's first suspense series, Glory Days.
You should see the story I uncovered last night. Whoa, weird. Whoa.
Weird. Whoa.
Whoa.
Time raves. Glory Days is innovative. Its concept flawless.
Do you believe in demonic possession?
How did you know?
You're freaking out a little bit, aren't you?
Yeah, right.
The new series, Glory Days, tomorrow on the WB Television Network.
Tomorrow, how far will they go at strip aerobics? Talk about balls of steel.
Oh, my gosh.
And guess how many times she gets stung. All new Ripley's Believe It or Not. Tomorrow at 8 Eastern and Pacific, only on TBS Superstation.
Experience NBA.com on America Online. See the best action shots and off-the-court photos every night at America Online. Keyword NBA.com.
Insights presented by Hyundai. NBA Fantasy live on TBS and TNT, presented by Sprite. You log on at NBA.com to play the game. A chance to be an official fan judge at the Slam Dunk Contest on All-Star Weekend. You could get on there right now and pick your guys for the Knicks Raptors
I gotta
game.
see. No,
you could. I mean, I'm just saying you could.
I got to look at the layup line and look at the Knicks.
You could. If you
look at the Knicks and the layup line.
I had a very bad night tonight, but I'll bounce back tomorrow.
I took Jordan in the first quarter. Allison Iverson.
I had it.
I don't know what I wanted out there.
Hey, this was game 2 of that doubleheader, by the way. Chris Webber over Rasheed Wallace, game tied at 61.
There was 2 teams
Look at
out
Mike,
there.
baby.
Oh, question. See ya. This was 2 teams who really have a great understanding of offensive intelligence.
Game tied at 100. Will it end in regulation? No. They head to overtime. Bonzi Wells taking over.
Yeah, you know, great offense. He just willed the ball in on this occasion, but on the other occasion, these are shots that you cannot defend. Because if you're a coach and you say, okay, I want this guy to take a fall-away jump shot going into the baseline, that's the shot he's looking for. How can you stop that?
Ernie, I told you the Kings should have activated Bob Cousy.
116-110, Blazers in overtime, winners over the Kings. Career high 34 for Bonzi Wells. Rasheed Wallace had 33 rebounds. Hey, you watch Chicago and Miami? How about the Heat?
It's cold in Miami, huh?
They have the longest current winning streak in the Eastern Conference. Eddie Jones knocks down a jumper. Rod Strickland passed Lenny Wilkins for 7th all-time on the assist list there. Alonzo, there's some contact here, and look at Ron Mercer, gets hit by his teammate Charles Oakley. X-rays were negative, but he left the game.
A little help from Zoe on that one.
Scoreless. Well, it was a domino effect. And then Zoe inside. And Miami has won 6 in a row. They are now 14-26. You know it sounds stupid, but they're only like 5.5 games out of the final playoff spot.
They're only a game behind the Knicks. Half a game behind the Knicks. And you know, about four games ago, they were thinking about trading Brian Grant.
Exactly. And now
that
you got
is the truth.
You rethink things a little bit. 92-79. The Heat winners over the Bulls, who are now 1-19 on the road. Here's the difference. They're in the 6-game winning streak. Obviously, they're scoring more points. Obviously, they're allowing fewer points, shooting the ball better, and shooting threes better. Add them all up, you do the math, and you have a 6-game winning streak, and Miami's trying to make a run.
Ernie,
at the top 8.
After that big win last night, Stan Van Gundy resigned.
Oh, man.
As my man Hubie Brown would say, it's the point differential.
We ran out of rim shot fluid over here. The thing's just not working anymore. Back to put the finishing touch on Inside the NBA, presented by Hyundai.